Arsenal Football Club have reportedly agreed a fee with Olympique Lyon for the signing of Houssem Aouar. The report suggests that a sum ranging from 22 to 25 million pounds is the agreed set fee between the two clubs. The reason for no formal approach at this point from Arsenal is led by the belief that Arsenal Football Club are waiting to see the outcome of Juve's pursuit of Locatelli. Of course, a bid has been submitted by Arsenal, or an informal inquiry for the player has been made of around 40 million euros, which seemingly has been accepted. Juve have had their first bid of 30 million euros turned down. Arsenal Football Club want to wait to see what happens with Locatelli before triggering any action with Houssem Aouar. There were reports at the back end of last week that Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool and Manchester United had suddenly shown interest in the French midfielder. This turns out to be categorically untrue. Very much a ploy from Lyon to try to tempt Arsenal into bidding sooner. It does appear that Arsenal Football Club want to sign a central midfielder this summer. The names of like Basuma, Neves, Locatelli, and of course Houssem Aouar have been heavily linked with a move to the Emirates Stadium. But who will they end up with to partner Thomas Partey as we go into the 21-22 season? All that plus a further update on Donny van der Beek. Hit that like button right now, people. Yes, I'm looking at you now, waiting to see the like button start to jump up. I can see it jumping up. Go on, hit it now. Yes, you. I can see you're thinking about it. Now you're looking at me. Yes. Yes, now you hit the like button. Hit the share button. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Here we go. Good evening. Welcome back to the Terrace. The Houssem Aouar news continues to grow, continues to move on. And of course, there have been some developments in the last 24 hours for Arsenal Football Club. The first and the most, I think one of the standout pieces of news came direct from Alistair Gold at Tottenham down the road at the Lily Whites, where he, who's one of the most reliable Tottenham journalists on the planet, stated that the links between Houssem Aouar and Tottenham are very wide of the mark. Manchester United and Liverpool both very much distanced themselves from that deal in the last few days. And it does appear that it was, of course, the president of Lyon trying to almost trigger Arsenal into making that official bid, that formal offer for the player. Now, we know that last year, the asking price was around 50 to 55 million pound, depending on what publication you read, to try and bring Houssem Aouar from Lyon to Arsenal Football Club. This is something that Arsenal simply didn't have the money for after securing Thomas Partey on the final day of the season for 45 million pounds. But it was a potential boost over the course of the last few weeks for Arsenal, with the president, whose name I'm not going to try and pronounce live on air. His stance massively softened. And the reports state that an offer between 22 and 25 million pounds would now be enough. Arsenal have been made aware of this. They have said to Lyon that is within the affordable range for them of between 22 and 25 million pounds for Houssem Aouar. But the Gunners are yet to trigger a formal bid and make a formal approach for the player. It's been very much via intermediaries. It's been very much inquiries at this moment in time. And that very much makes sense when you look at the rest of the transfer business going on. Yeah, I know that's the name of the president. Pronouncing it is a difficult one for me. Jean-Michel, the last name, I just don't know how to say that. I just don't. So I'm not even going to try it. I'm not going to butcher it. Somebody could probably tell me, but there we go. Arsenal Football Club are working on a number of central midfield options this summer. Dean Jones has been telling us that for many, many weeks in the done deal, along with Peter O'Rourke and a plethora of Tier 1, Tier 2 journalists and publications across the UK and across the continent. We know that inquiries have been made into Basuma. We know that a bid, whether informal or not, has gone into Sassuolo for Locatelli. We know that conversations have happened with Wolverhampton Wanderers and Ruben Neves. These are the 4 big targets for the central midfield area for Arsenal Football Club. Yes, they're still talking to players further up the field. The James Maddisons, they did make inquiries about Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling earlier on in the window. Mahrez and Raheem Sterling are very much looked at as utopia signings, star dream players they would love to bring in. Very much a slither, a very small chance of those players being pulled off. But the 4 midfielders we mentioned in Locatelli, Neves, Basuma, and Aouar, there are chances for. Now, the reports a couple of days ago regarding Locatelli suggested he has no desire to join Arsenal. That's what most of us were led to believe. It was, why chase a player that doesn't want to leave Italy? Now, Fabrizio Romano was kind of, he hasn't 100% said he would join Arsenal, but he said Arsenal were kind of viewing the situation. We know that Locatelli would ideally like to join Juve, but if that deal doesn't come off, Juve don't bid the money, Juve can't get the deal done, his mind may change. He wants to move up a level within the game of football, and Arsenal, in my opinion, are definitely that for him. So Arsenal are waiting right now to see what happens in that deal before moving. Of course, they need to be careful, they need to be diligent, and they need to be professional. The reason for that is because if Basuma signs for Liverpool tomorrow, the day after that, Ruben Neves goes to Man United, and then Aouar decides to join PSG, and I'm not saying he's linked to them, I'm just throwing that name out there. Suddenly, Arsenal are left with all their eggs going into the Locatelli basket, and the majority of us think that he will end up this summer at Juventus. But I do think it's great practice at the moment from Arsenal Football Club. They're working on all 4 deals at the same time. All 4 players improve Arsenal's midfield dramatically. They will provide a better partner for Thomas Partey than we saw last season. They are better than the El Nenis. They are better than the Sabiases of this world, without a shadow of a doubt. Lokonga was, of course, announced today, but that's been secured for absolute weeks. It's a deal that everybody stopped talking about, really, because it was signed, sealed, and delivered. But Arsenal are still massively working on another midfielder. This would be piece 4 of the 6 players or so that they are, 6 to 7 players that they are chasing this summer. Ben White is going to be announced very, very soon. Lokonga's in, as mentioned. Tavares is in. Excellent performance from him in pre-season the other day. They will look to secure this central midfielder, taking their number up to 4. And then it's looking at the right-back position, a striker, and an attacking midfield role. Arsenal will try to secure all positions this summer. The majority of the players are young, fresh, hungry, with points to prove. They are looking to rejuvenate this Arsenal team. This rebuild that Arsenal are doing this summer has been very much needed for a long, long time. And if I was an Arsenal fan, would I be jumping up from the rooftops right now with joy? No. But I'll be looking at the way my club's behaving and saying, this looks pretty good indeed. And if you're able, okay, to bring in any one of those midfielders, and if you bring in Aouar for around 22 to 25 million pounds, when last year you almost paid 53 million pounds for him, it's an absolute wonderful piece of business. It truly, truly is indeed. But I want your views and I want your opinions on this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like button for me as well. Subscribe to the Football Terrace, but turn on the bell notifications if you haven't done so already. And please sign up to our Discord server, one of the best chat rooms and spaces on social media. Go and get yourself signed up to that right about now. I'm going to do some of your comments here. First and foremost, we have Original Base Annie in the house. Thank you very much for that lovely cake, by the way. I'm going to get that over to my father tomorrow. I actually met Original Base Annie today. It was nice to finally meet after all these years of you supporting the Terrace. He says, bring me Basuma or Neves. J-Lings fam. I swear you remember J-Lings fam. What happened to your membership, my bro? Get yourself signed up, brother. But he says Madders shouldn't downgrade to Arsenal is what he says. I will also say Eid Mubarak as well to all of the Muslim brothers and sisters that follow the Football Terrace. Have a wonderful time with your friends and with your family, and of course celebrating such a beautiful day within your religion. So congratulations to all and each and every single one of you celebrating. Mohammed here says Arsenal are going to win the league. He's taking the Mickey Mouse. But it's good business. Let's not get twisted. It's good business. There's a comment here saying they are not getting Aouar or any of them. Why would any of them want to go to them when they can go to another club that is in Europe? Do you know what, Paul? I respect you, bro, but I have to say Arsenal was still a status club. Arsenal still have a solid status in the game of football. So who do you think we're signing? I actually don't know, Kim. Honest to God, I'm not even doing that as a cop-out answer. I think Locatelli is a long shot because I think Juve will close the deal off. Aouar, there's a great chance. Basuma, there's a great chance. I think Man United might end up going in for Neves. I think they may end up going in for Neves, so we will see. Rowan here says, I'll take Basuma and Aouar so they can play 4-3-3. And maybe they sign more than one. Maybe there's a shift. Maybe if they can't pull off the Maddison deal, it's a case of, well, let's play with a single pivot. Let's throw Basuma in that single pivot and play Aouar and Thomas Partey either side. Maybe that will be the option and the approach from Arsenal going into next season. It certainly gives them that scope. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. At the moment, I'd rather go to West Ham, is what Paul Scholes says here. Harrison Lang, another member of the Terrace, says, got told by Matisse, that Chelsea fan, that United have no pull. And the only reason we are getting Varane is because we are throwing Barca-type wages at him. It's mad how people lie and literally make stuff up. Listen, Matisse is entitled to his opinion. He really is. Man United have offered him a contract of around £12 million. About £10 million per year is what he's been offered. That's not extortionate amounts of money for one of the best centre backs in the world, in my opinion. When you break that down to a weekly level, it's about 190 a week. 190 a week really isn't too bad. I mean, let's have a look here. I don't know how much. What's Thiago Silva earn? An older defender, hasn't won as much in his career. Of course, he was on 12 million a year back in 2012. What's he on at Chelsea? I'm just going to try and take a look here. I'm trying to work this out. He's probably, I don't know. I really don't know what he's on as it stands right now. Oh, he's earning about 105,000. Okay, which someone getting towards the end, towards the end of his career, was on a lot more. Yeah, he was actually as high. His final contract at PSG was actually as high as 15 million a year. But of course, he's in the twilight zone, twilight age of his career. I don't think 190 to 200,000 pound a week for Raphael Varane is particularly extortionate. But look, Matisse is entitled to that opinion. There's a lot of sourness towards Man United picking up this player. You've got to remember, Thiago Silva's on 105, as I mentioned, at 35 years of age. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's Barca-esque. If we were paying 15, 16, 17 million a year, then maybe, just maybe, I would believe it. But from my point of view, no, it doesn't feel that way at all to me. Let's look at a few more of these comments that are coming through here. Another reason why Maddison could be tempted to leave is because no other big clubs want him and can afford to offer him as much wages. Well, Arsenal can certainly offer big wages. They can offer status. They can offer exposure in the game. Not so much European football this season, but they can offer a lot to James Maddison that I don't think Leicester can, especially status in the game if he delivers there. I'm not sure if Leicester City are going to sell this summer, but they certainly could. And at the end of the day, when it comes to pulling power, spending big money is important. At the end of the day, players are not just going to pick status clubs because of the status. They're going to pick the status clubs because of money. The irony in what Matisse has said, and this isn't a pop at him, it's just the irony within it, is look at the salary that you've offered or you're willing to pay to Haaland to secure him, one of the best strikers in the world. To have a pop or to be salty towards Man United because they're doing something similar in a centre-back position, it is what it is. A few people are saying it's 12 million a year, but even 12 million a year, I don't think is an extortionate amount of money for one of the best centre-backs, one of the top 3 centre-backs in the world, 230,000 a week. For Man United, it's Man United level wages for one of the best players in the world. So, yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Personally, it's not something I thought, oh, that's a killer to me. That's a crazy one. But listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I haven't actually heard him say it contextually, but there we go. There we go. Nothing against the guy, fantastic content creator, but it's frustrating listening to lies being spread to play down the signing. But I guess that's yes, that's very much a rival's job. To do absolutely right. And Matisse cool. He's been on the channel a number of times. Good guy, knows his football. And you expect to see it. Look at Danny Mills today. Look at Danny Mills today when he, came out and kind of pushed on that whole Varane's never played in the Prem. Varane only plays 8 top quality games a year. How do we know if he's good enough? He said to the Ben White thing today. It's just what happened all the time. If Varane went to Man City, he wouldn't have said those things. If Varane was being signed by Chelsea, he wouldn't be saying those things. So it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So from my point of view, I don't pay it much attention, to be honest. Especially not from a Chelsea fan. The irony in that, with the money that Chelsea have thrown at their team, and rightfully so, because they have it over the years, it's a madness to me. I mean, this is a club, do you know what I mean, that pays Ben Chilwell £190,000 per week. Like £190,000 a week. And of course, there is pulling power at Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club are huge. Absolutely huge. But you have to pay for it, right? You have to pay for it. This is a football club that pays Timo Werner £270,000 per week, which stopped him from going to Liverpool. This is a club that pays Kepa just under £200,000 per week. So, it is what it is. All the big clubs pay big wages for the best players in the world, or people that are deemed or seen as being some of the best players in the world. It's just the way it is. So my view is this. I expect Matisse and all rival fans to say these things. I expect Manchester United fans to be strong enough and have a backbone enough to laugh it off. I'm only going by what a website here is telling me that's giving out the wages. In fairness, I looked at one the other day and it said that N'Golo Kante was on 190, and you all said that it was 290. So I've gone on to the one that says that Kante's on 290. Now you're saying that he's wrong. So I'm only going by a website. I'm clicking on another one here. This one here says N'Golo Kante on that. Now this one says the same thing. SalarySport.com says this is the one you guys told me to look at last week. Again, whatever. Someone's saying he's on. I'm going to show you that I've got it from a website, so I'm not making it up here. I'm just look. Just wait here. This is the website one of you guys sent to me last week when you said I got the Kante stuff wrong. So you see that there? That's what I'm telling you. I'm just going by what it says there. But either way, our clubs all spend a lot of money on players. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Let's move on from that now. Interestingly, this website that I'm on says 155 for Kepa, but the previous website said 190. The irony in it is no one actually knows. This stuff doesn't get revealed by anyone. No one knows, barring bank managers and the players and their agents. It's as simple as that. Aaron says that's correct. I think Kante's on 290. So some of them are correct, some of them are off. Again, I stand by my point though. If these can be off based on media reports, then Varane's can be off based on media reports as well, right? Like, is that not logical? Maybe it's, yeah, they only got Chelsea's wrong. No, they could all be wrong. If these are being overinflated, maybe the 12 million for Varane is, and maybe it is the 10 mil. I was told 10 mil by a financial expert. Gary, thank you very much for signing up and becoming an official member of the Football Terrace. That means a great deal to me. It really, really does indeed. Thank you. But Arsenal fans, I want to hear from you. I'm going to share the link in the comment section for you to phone up and have your say. Excuse me. I want you to come on today, have your say with us. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're feeling. in relation to this potential deal. Houssem Aouar, fee agreed reportedly for between 22 and 25 million pound. Just the official bid now that's being waited on by Olympique Lyon, but they're waiting out for the Locatelli deal to be announced. Gary became a squad member, just for everybody that is asking. So thank you very much indeed. Terry 14 is coming. I believe it. 14 what? 14 Premier Leagues, you mean? Okay. I hear you now. I'm going to pin that live comment when it. Where's that live? Where's the chat feed? Listen, I'm going to pin the live chat feed to the top of the comment section. So if you want to phone up, you know what to do. Is that pinned? Yes, it's now pinned. Let's take a look at the poll here. Just under 1,000 votes on this poll right now. 49% of you think that Arsenal will sign Houssem Aouar. Interesting indeed. A few of you are telling me to go check out Fabrizio's Twitter. Let me go and have a look. So it's mentioned Spurs. I can't see anything here from Spurs. Oh, yes, I can here. Sorry. I don't know how to remember that. I know who the guy is. Director, Spurs. We're in no rush to sell him. Spurs made a bid, it's true, but many clubs are interested. Okay, cool. So no major update there. Oh, there's another one as well. Tottenham are set to sign. How the hell do you pronounce that name? Golini from Atalanta as a new goalkeeper confirmed, and here we go. So that's their first signing of the summer done. Okay, cool. There we go. Interesting report to come out just now about Raphael Varane. Tomorrow he will rejoin. He will rejoin the Real Madrid squad tomorrow. He'll be entering preseason training tomorrow, as per the reports from earlier on today. But coupled with that, it's a very disingenuous tagline, because in conjunction with that, when you read the full report, because I read this earlier, he's still telling Real Madrid he wants to leave. He's still telling Real Madrid he wants to go to Man United, but he is being respectful to them. Just putting that out there now before people... literally, the first 6 responses to this aggregator account that's put that information out, they've all said the same thing. I can't believe it. The transfer window is going to fall apart. But there we go. Anyway, we're going to go to some calls now on the show. First of all, we're going to get Ziad on to have you say. Ziad, welcome back to the terrace, mate. What do you want to say?
After Terry. Yeah, I just wanted to comment just a little bit on that. Aouar. Yeah, I think he's a good player, okay player. I'm sure he'll fit in good into Arsenal's squad, and I don't think they should ever pay the ridiculous amount Leicester will ask for in terms for Madison. So yeah, I think it's a very good alternative for Arsenal. And also on the news today for Chelsea, 100 million British pounds for Declan Rice. Please keep him in West Ham. Do not let him come anywhere near Stamford Bridge if he's going to be costing 100 million. There is no way in hell. There's so many look, I understand why West Ham will slap that price tag on him, but there is no way in hell I would like Chelsea to spend 100 million pounds on Declan Rice, especially when we're going especially when we want to right now spend that roughly around that money for Haaland. Like Haaland's a priority, and that is getting really really annoying now because it seems that our fan base have completely given up. They have given up on Haaland. We're looking at Danny Ings now, for goodness sake, and it just seems that no one believes in this Haaland deal. Chelsea are clearly working because we're getting rid of players. We've acquired 50 million from just 3 players, and both of them came from the academy. So we're clearly doing business, but that's selling. We need that striker, and it's so key that we get that striker. So I'm not too sure what Roman and Mourinho are planning at the moment. If it's just selling and just trust Havertz, and then we have to panic buy. And I really don't want to see that because I've said that before that we have history in that. We have history in achieving something and winning a big trophy, and then the following summer window we do absolutely nothing. Are we not going to learn? Are we not going to finally want to take that step in improving and continue and have consistency and winning trophies? We have to wait and see in that. But yeah, definitely do not want rights for 100 million. And hopefully we can actually make movement in Haaland, because right now I see absolutely no movement. And it's getting time's ticking because it's not too long into the window. And we want Haaland to get in, gel into the team a bit, have a good bit of training sessions in pre-season before we can kick off to the Premier League season. But hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I completely hear you on that, mate. Great call, mate. Great views. Top man, and thank you for all your support. Really appreciate it, Ziad. Absolute G. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just a bit of an announcement. On Thursday, myself, KJ, and a few of the others will be in our brand new studio, just mapping out and getting everything set up ahead of the new season, ready for all of you. As part of some of the shows we're making, we are going to want fans of the clubs we're covering on that day in the studio as an audience. Now, we will be opening this out in certain areas, but our legends and super fans and our first team members, in terms of our members, will get first refusal on these places because there are limited spaces. It's one of the benefits you get from being an official member of the Football Terrace. So when it comes to our Friday night shows, when it comes to our match build-up and our big new match reaction shows that are going to be happening as of next year, if you want to be in the studio, being on the fan cams, in the audience, participating in the games before and during and after games, then matches, then let us know. Start reaching out to us and let us know if you want to be involved in this kind of thing. Maybe there's a group of you and your friends that want to come along for one particular one. We are going to vary it each week so we keep it really fresh. But as I said, first team members and our legends and our super fans will get first call on that. We're very close to securing a venue for our first Football Terrace away day as well. That will be exclusive to our legends and our super fans the first couple of times round. So you will be given the location 24 hours before it's done. So you can, or maybe 48 hours to give you time to plan and get yourselves there so you can, watch the show unfold, get involved, be interviewed, come on and give your opinions as well. At the same time, for all of our viewers that just watch digitally, you will still be able to phone up. You're still going to be able to get involved. We're still going to be interacting with you just as closely as we do now because you are the channel. So if you do want to sign up and if you do want to become an official member of the Football Terrace, we've also got some brand new emojis that are going to be added to the chat ahead of next season as well. The scarves are almost done and ready and on their way as well. I've posted the link, or you can go into our description below if you want to sign up to our membership program as well. Terry, are you happy Ben White is not coming to United? I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm happy. I think he's a talented footballer. If Man United was signing him, I would still be enthused. I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be overtly frustrated. It wouldn't bother me too much. I think he's a good footballer. I think Arsenal are signing a good footballer. Legitimately, I do. I think they're signing a good footballer. Chris George, I've made you a moderator. You've been a member a long time now, so there you go, my friend. We're going to do some more calls now. Make sure that like button has been smashed, people, and you subscribe to the Footy Terrace. We're going to get Sam on now to have his say. Sam, welcome to the Terrace. Who do you support, mate?
Support Arsenal.
Lovely, my friend. What do you make of this news around Houssem Aouar and the fact that before bidding, you're kind of looking at the situation potentially with Locatelli?
Yeah. Well, first off, we shouldn't be, and this goes for most clubs, right? Like, you shouldn't be going for a player who's not fully committed to the club and the project. And from the vibe I'm getting from Locatelli and all these rumors, and whether it's just, Sassuolo, or however you pronounce the club's name, trying to get a bigger fee from either Juventus or Arsenal or whatever, just to start a bidding war. But it sounds like he really doesn't want to join. And, he's a quality midfielder who showed his potential at the Euros, and he had a pretty decent season. But, at that point, do we think Aouar is committed to this project? He is the skipper at Lyon now. So it's is he going to drop a chance to wear the armband just to come to Arsenal. And, I don't know. It's a very difficult situation. I think I think Aouar needs to be signed if regardless of whether or not we go for Maddison, because then, if all else fails, we put Elneny next to Partey, even though we know that midfielder combo doesn't really work. And then, if we don't get Maddison, then we have Aouar. And I think with the heavy English tax that there is on the Premier League right now for players, in terms of just like clubs charging a shit ton of money for their players, I think Maddison will probably be a little bit more difficult to get done than Aouar. I think Aouar, though, is a great signing. And like you had mentioned before, we were going to sign him last summer for upwards of 50, 55 million pounds. And then now, we have a chance to get him for a bargain. So, why not?
Yeah, listen, I think Arsenal approach is excellent. Everyone's going to have a difference of opinion. Who's the best player out of the four you're heavily linked with, who they would prefer and why. But they are all massive improvements on what you've got already. And they all had something different. I think you play different football with Neves as a single pivot DM, with Aouar and Partey either side of him, than you do to a double pivot playing with Partey and Basuma. But I think that ability to go into next season and if you sign a couple of these two, who knows? I mean, maybe you go for Basuma and Neves. Maybe you get Aouar and Basuma. Maybe you buy £22 million for Aouar.
It's a bargain.
It makes it conceivable, especially as you're looking to drop big money on Maddison. Maybe the train of thought is, well, let's just buy two midfielders. Aouar doesn't play 10, but he can play more of an attacking midfield role. This way we sit a sitting player there and let Thomas Partey do what he does best and push further forward. They're just there. There suddenly becomes multiple options. Maybe it's even better news for man like Smith Rowe getting more game time in that 10 role. So I think there's lots of options there. I would just be really enthused right now. I'm really excited.
No, I am for sure. And I also just want to say, we're all getting too carried away with who we're bringing in and incomings. And the thing is, though, we still have said Kolasinac on the books, who's here for preseason, who we're having difficulty moving away from the club. And this whole thing about, we're going to get rid of the deadwood. Well, we still have a decent amount of deadwood on our hands. And so, we're dropping upwards of 100 million pounds on all these players. And then we just have a player like said Kolasinac, and then maybe you could say Elneny on the books, and just people who, have served the club decently in their time. I'm personally, I hate said Kolasinac. I just think he's the most negative footballer in terms of his passing, and he never goes forward and this and that. And I just can't stand to watch him. But I think that we need to sell more players first, while we still have a decent amount of weeks left in the transfer window. It's not time to be worried just yet, but it's getting to the point where you should start to be worrying if you're an Arsenal fan. That's just my opinion. But
no, listen, I wouldn't be stressing at all now if I was an Arsenal fan. I would wait to see what happens.
This week is pretty pivotal. So
yeah, absolutely. Listen, Sam, great guy. Thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. Top man. Thank you. Super chat here from Francis Terry. Congratulations for your channel making the top 10 football channels on YouTube. I was pleased when I read that today. I didn't know it is. Is it? Where'd you get that from? If that's true, then amazing. I didn't know that myself, but thank you very much indeed. It's growing nicely. And do you know what's interestingly about the terrace? It's the different people I see in every stream, depending on what team that we're covering. And to be able to, on average, you know what's crazy? Our transfer videos last season, when we did them live like this, our average concurrent viewer rate was 650 to 800, generally speaking. To have nearly doubled that on an average stream within a year is amazing. Our match reactions before the first lockdown, we were averaging, outside of a Man United loss, we were averaging about 600 people watching. By the end of last season, they were averaging over 4,000 people per game. And just absolutely sensational to see the growth. And I just can't thank all of you enough for subscribing and tuning in and watching so much of our content. 3 times a day we stream. Sometimes you guys might not have an Arsenal video a week before we touch on it again, but you stay loyal to the Terrace. So a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. It means a great, great deal to us. And we hope you like the new stuff that's on the way, the new stuff that we're going to be bringing to you. And, we just hope for more growth and more involvement from you, our viewers, because you are the most important part of, barring me, you are the most important part of the Terrace, because without you, it is just me talking to myself, which would be very, very pointless indeed. So massive thank you. I do want to point something out here as well, by the way. And listen, Original Base Annie, no problem with buying that cake. Just so he knows, I did buy the cake. I told her I'd buy the cake, transferred the money when I was in front of him today. I almost finished, by the way, writing out all the names on bits of paper for everyone who super chatted over £5 or $5 last month, and all of our new members. So I should be ready tomorrow. I thought I'd be ready today, and then I noticed there's another list of all these names I had to write down. So all your names are now in the hat. Should be getting that draw done tomorrow. We've got a fun show tomorrow evening we're going to do for you as well. That's transfer related, but it isn't this typical sort of, this is what we've read. It's going to be more about fan opinion tomorrow. So we're going to be building that up as things go forward. Make sure you've hit that like button for us, though. Let's get this past 500 likes minimum while we're live on the air. That's another way you could help the Terrace grow faster, by hitting that like button. We need more impressions, likes and shares create more impressions. So a massive thank you. Terry, do you think Arsenal will sign Aouar or Maddison? I think there's far more chance of getting Aouar than there is Maddison, because Leicester don't want to sell him. So that's it. Terry, I watch you because you are unbiased, even though you support Man United. For other teams, great work. Thank you very, very much indeed. But Francis, if you know where this top 10 thing is, I'd love to see where that's written. I just want to see it. I just want to see you said it. I'm intrigued. There's a little bit I just want to know. I'd love to know. If you send me a DM or something, that would be amazing. Thank you. Next on the show, we're going to go to Bajan Guna is going to be on the show next. Welcome to the Terrace. What do you want to say?
Yeah, about the Aouar deal, I'm not really convinced about it. Like, I don't believe it will happen. Not just so.
Why are you not convinced, my friend?
Honestly, cause I ain't see nothing on it. I don't know where you got your information from, but I didn't see nothing on it. I actually think we might actually sign Madison. Like, I think that is likelier to happen than the Aouar deal at the moment.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Who would you like the team to sign the most? Who would you like?
Between Aouar and Madison, or just in general?
Okay. Listen, mate, great call. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Next up, we're going to have, we're going to go to ML2. ML2's on the Terrace now. What are you saying, ML2?
Hi, Terry. Can you hear me?
Yes, my bro. What do you want to say, my friend?
I just think right now, see, I'm not disregarding the quality of Aouar, Neves, or any Madison, any of those players, the top class players, but I think that should be priority too. Just because I think Thomas Partey needs someone who sits beyond that defense line and you just protects the defense line, because if you get Neves, I think he's not a out and out CDM. He's, according to me, I think he's a box to box player. So when you have two progressive players, I think that becomes a whole. If it's a tactical thing by Mikel Arteta, then I'm no one to deny that. But I think Aouar and Madison should be priority two. I think Bissouma or another CDM should be priority one. And I just wanted to know your thoughts as well on that. And just one more thing quickly about the Rice situation. Like some Chelsea fans, few weeks back, they were like, we'll just get him over the market price, like we got Chilwell. But where some are there in the market seeing Jack Grealish potentially go for 90 million, Ben White go for 50 million. So I think it's always going to be like, for English players, it's always going to be higher, like 10, 20 mil higher.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Like, that's always going to be the case. Listen, great call, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed for coming on the show and having your say. Top man. Thank you. Next up, we're going to go to Donny James. Donny James, welcome back to the Terrace. What are you saying?
Terry, mate. First of all, I am very happy with the signing that we have made today. Can I just say, a wonder kid from Watford's academy, and I've had Watford fans messaging me all day saying it'd be gobsmacked if they don't get at least 10 goals this season, and people have been telling me he scores for fun like Messi in the academy. So I'm kind of excited about who we're going to get. I just want to bring you a little bit of breaking news, Terry. I don't know if you've seen it. This is from. Been reported on social media. An unnamed Premier League footballer has been arrested over alleged child sex offences, which is not very good.
Where's this about? What's this about?
So Hub Football UK, who are a top social media source, mainly based on Instagram, but they're one of the top sources, has put something on social media via the Mirror. Over an unnamed Premier League footballer who's been arrested. This literally came in the last few minutes. We don't know who. That's just what's been said. I'm guessing we'll probably get more details in the next couple of weeks, but I'm not too sure what's happened over there with that one. So I wanted to just.
Do they even know what club?
No club, no name, just an unnamed Premier League footballer.
Oh, fair enough. Well, we'll have to wait for more before we can speculate on that. But okay, cool.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that breaking news story to you guys. On Lokonga, first of all, Lokonga for Arsenal, that's a good signing for Arsenal. It's a future signing, and they're thinking long term with that one. But as I've said on previous streams with people, I want to see experienced signings now for Arsenal. I want to start to see experience or Premier League proven signings, just to help them fulfill their sort of obligation, I guess, to try and get back into Europe. On Donny van der Beek, look, I'd be very surprised if he leave Man United, but at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if he left United because I think he's been treated quite badly. But I think I knew straight from the off when he signed that last year that he wasn't a Solskjaer signing. It was a Glazers signing. It was a on the cheap option from Van der Sar giving us Van der Beek. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if he left. On the £100 million for Rice, I don't think he's worth that much, to be perfectly honest, but I think it would be a decent signing for whoever got him. And Aouar as well. I believe from the start that Aouar wasn't going to Arsenal. If this does happen, I'll eat my words and I'll say that Arsenal probably deserved this signing. And maybe this is the kind of sign that they need to help push them towards Europe. So we'll see what happens with that, mate. But big up yourself, big up the Terrace, obviously. And not a great story that broke over the last few minutes. And we'll probably find out more in the next couple of weeks. But it is very sad with the world that we're living in at the moment.
Yeah, look, as I say, it's we'll wait to see what comes out with that. Obviously, we won't speculate because we don't know who it is, what it is.
Nah. We just know it's an unnamed Premier League football. That's all we know, and we know.
Yeah, and I think what's also really, really important is, I think what's important is to remember that. We just need to wait for the information to come out before anybody's.
It's not good to speculate, especially with you've got to give respect to the people's families.
I don't even know anything about it, so there's just literally nothing that I can say. So
listen, that's all I can say at the moment as well.
That's lovely. Listen, cheers, mate. Thank you very much for coming on.
Mate, cheers.
And having your say. I didn't know anything about this story, so a lot of people in the comment section are saying who they think it. Who it is, and as I say, with all these kind of things, I'll have to read it before I say anything, and then we'll go from there. It's as simple as that. Lokonga is a baller. You can tell by how confident he is. I hear you on that one. I can see the top of someone's car. Mohammed, what's going on? But you're driving, bro. Like we've got Mohammed. Are you driving? Pull over. Like, I can't talk to you while you're driving, bro. Something happens to you, the world will come for me. Congrats for 200K. Thank you very, very much indeed. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Next on the show, we're going to go to Manny. Manny's a Man United fan. What are you saying?
What's up, Terry? How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. What do you want to say, mate?
Yeah, as a United fan, I mean, it will be like easy for me to banter Arsenal and talk shit about them, but I think this season, so far in the transfer window, I think you agree with me as well. I think Arsenal have had a decent summer window right now. so far. And yeah, and I think like Arsenal fans not being happy, and they, I can't speak for all the fans, but I think they have had a good summer, and they might not be what they wanted. The expectation might be higher than that, but I think so far they've got the targets that they needed, like Lokonga, Ben White, and the other midfielder I remember. But and it's looking like I think they are getting Madison. I think it's very likely that he will come, and because AFC Bell, the guy that reported it, and he's very trustworthy. And after that, I think they will get another player, but I don't know who, maybe a goalkeeper or a right back, and then I think Arsenal will have a good transfer window. After United so far, I think Arsenal had the best transfer window out of the top six, and oh no, third after Leicester as well. And this season for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta it's a big season because he may not have the top four squad, but he needs to challenge around that, I think. And it would be a miracle for him to get top four, but he needs to at least challenge for the top four, and they need to have a good start to the season as well. Do you think that they had a good season because good transfer window? Because I think they had right now.
Yeah, I've said it on the stream already. I think they're definitely having a good transfer window. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Manny, thank you very much, mate, for coming on and having your say this evening. Thank you, my friend. Let's do a few more of your comments here. Yeah, he is a good caller, that guy, no doubt about it at all. Personal terms agree with Madison. Where's that come from? Where's that come from? Arsenal agree personal terms with Madison. I've not seen this. Let me have a little looky here. Let me see. Where's this from? Who's saying this? Where? I haven't seen this news. I've never even heard of this outlet. Where are they from? Where's this from? I love it when people put things in but no link, because I don't know who that is. But there we go. I'm going to go to Mohammed next. Get him on. He's not driving anymore. It looks like he's at home now. Mohammed, welcome to the terrace, mate. Who do you support?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Lovely, my friend. What do you want to say, brother?
I do, as an Arsenal fan, I do like the progress that they are making. It's obviously not easy to build a team, over a season or so, but the steps that they are taking, signing young players, these are players that are going to be there at the club for a few years. And in terms of Aouar, I think he's a great player, but I personally believe instead of Arsenal spending that kind of money on Madison, maybe signing two players in Aouar and maybe a Basuma, it will work better, because we're talking about what, 80 million pounds for Madison. I mean, that's a lot of money, even though that's what they did. But that's one position that they're going to be solving when they need few more in that midfield. They can play 4-3-3, that it will work great. But I just feel like Madison, it's just too much money, and Aouar and Basuma would be better, going forward in the long term, maybe getting something else, in terms of Madison, probably, but that's a lot of money for me. But Aouar is definitely a good signing. It will work better in the half spaces, because I don't see him playing as a number 8 closer to Partey, because they need somebody a little bit more physical, a little bit more dominant in that center middle park. But Aouar will definitely work in those half spaces. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I think he'll do a fantastic job. I think he's a talented player. There's no doubt about that at all. Mohammed, great call, and thank you for giving us your opinions, mate. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Everybody that's tuned into the terrace tonight, all of our new subscribers, our super chatters, our members, our viewers, thank you very, very much indeed. 9:30 tomorrow morning, we're back with the Done Deal show. We have some amazing updates for you, so make sure you're tuning in. We'll be talking Haaland, Varane, Trippier, Neves. We're talking Danny Ings, amongst a few others as well. So 9:30 UK time tomorrow. Make sure you're tuning into the Football Terrace. Until then, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.